Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. And, well, things are finally starting to melt in my big snow inn. And let's take a look and see how things are going. As you can see, things are starting to melt off some. And pretty soon, hopefully, I'll be able to start doing some of my normal style videos. But of course, things are supposed to drop way below freezing, and we're supposed to get rain and rain-snow mix, and oh, who knows what's happening? I don't know. Anyway, so I've still had a lot of time to sit around and just practically do very little. But once it all melts off, I'll be doing some of my normal videos. I got some books I want to look at. I'm going to be able to get out and do some creepy places. So that's all cool. So anyway, some of the videos I've been watching, I like to watch some of the D&D horror stories. And there are a lot of good channels for that. Den of the Drake, Crit Crab, Tales Tomorrow, The Crow's Perch. There's just too many to mention. And you can watch these videos, and some of them you can say, wow, at least my game's not like that one. Some of the stories they tell are obviously made up. But anyway, something they all say across the board, they give their thoughts and suggestions on the stories they tell. But one thing that they always say is they almost always say that no D&D is better than bad D&D. And that is, they say D&D, but that is for generally for all tabletop role-playing games, whether it be Dungeons & Dragons, Vampire, Pathfinder, whatever you're playing. And I agree to that to a point. There's some spaces where I don't believe that playing bad games is a reason just to quit and not play until you find something better. Now, if somebody in your group is using the game to bully others and to just generally ruin people's day, that is a good example of no D&D is better than bad D&D. You need to get out of that and find you a new group, or at least kick that person to the curb who's doing it. And if it's your game master, someone else can take over, or you find a new game master somewhere else. But that's an example where I do believe that rings true. But just because your game is bad or not really going the way you want, I don't think that's a reason to give up. In my own example of things going on with me, in the game I'm running online, it is once again Pathfinder. I'm so sick of Pathfinder. Pathfinder is not a bad game, but I want to do something else, and I want to get away from Pathfinder. But we're playing Pathfinder, and the guy that runs the channel and stuff, he's a cool guy, but he has instigated these rules lately where he wants everything to be no worse than PG-13. He doesn't want to push boundary, and that's cool. I understand that. I can work within that. But I also like dark games. I like gritty games. I like there to be a sense of danger that you could lose your characters, you know. And I like horror. And this really hobbles that aspect, I think. And it's just really hard for me to do some games where I can get, I don't know, maybe I'm just being a jerk. But in my old group, we used to do a lot of horror, you know. There was some blood and guts, there was some killing, and I'm supposed to throttle back on that now. You know, it's kind of difficult when that's the way you've run for 30 odd years. Incidentally, in this group, and I'll tell a story about it sometime, they they think I go a little too dark. Maybe I do, I don't know. we'll talk about that in another video. Call it Am I the A-hole? That's a popular one in the horror stories. But anyway, I think if your game's going poorly and you're not really having that fun, you know, I don't think it's a reason to quit. Stick with it a little bit. See if things change. Talk about it. Let them know how you feel. Which I need to talk about it with the group. That I want to kind of have a little bit more bite in my games, you know. But that's on me that I haven't talked to them yet. But, and maybe even you can get someone else to run for a bit and do something different. Do something that's more to your style, to your taste. But when it's not really going, you're not really getting into the story, I don't think that's a reason to have to shut the gaming out. You know, if it persists and nobody listens, yes, that's a good reason to get out and find another group. But I think a lot of it depends on the situation. The situation that you're in. But for the most part, I don't believe that no D&D is better than bad D&D. Because in some situations, there just isn't any other options. But yeah, if it's abusive, get out. And that could be many types of abuses, and you know what I mean. So anyway, this is just a video rambling about the saying, is good D&D, is no D&D better than bad D&D? What do you think? What are your opinions? Let me know in the comments what you think. So, I guess that's the end of my insane rambling. Thank you for joining me in this video, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.